Hello FlossTube, my name is Leann and I am leann.stitches here on YouTube and on Instagram. Today is Thursday, December 30th, 2021, and I am here with a FlossTube extra of a finish parade of all of the projects I finished this year. If you've been watching my channel this year, you'll know I didn't actually finish very many personal projects, but I did do a whole lot of model stitching, and I didn't get to show much of it because a lot of what I do is in secret boxes and kits and stuff like that. So I thought it would be a good time to sit down and show you everything I was able to finish this year. I'm going to start with the model stitches and then finish with the personal projects. And yeah, let's just get right to it. The first thing I did this year was Gilmore Girls, and this is called The Raining Loreleis, and this is the first pattern that I designed, and I just totally love it. It only uses 4 colors, and I just thought that doing something Quaker style for Gilmore Girls would be completely different, and it was fun. And then this one is one of the few that I have actually fully finished, where we just put it in a frame and then I use some pom-pom trim to represent snow, because you know, if you're a Gilmore Girls fan, you know that Lorelai Gilmore loves snow, so it seemed pretty fitting. I don't have my notebook that says when I started or finished these or anything like this. I do know that I finished that one sometime in January, but that's the best I got. Also, these are in no particular order. They're just how they fit on my table. The second one, which also happens to be the second one that I finished, is the Mandolin. I'm going to see if I can do this without glare, but I don't think it's going to be possible. So you're just going to get like a whole view of the other side of my messy bedroom in the frame, in the glass. Okay. So on my website, this is actually called the Foundling, and we do not sell the pattern. It is only given for free if you buy a kit, and that's just for copyright and trademark reasons, because it is so obviously a trademark infringement if we were to try to sell this. So I actually designed this one with the help of my husband. He is an artist, certified, as he likes to say. He has a BFA, which is a Bachelor's of Fine Arts. So yeah, he helped me with some of the coloring and making sure things were symmetrical and the shading in Grogu and stuff like that. But this one's just super fun. Yeah, I finished this one sometime in February, and it was a lot of fun to stitch. And I did this on 14 count Aida in the colorway Tumbleweed. I didn't say, but the Gilmore Girls one was 32 count Belfast. I think, is it opalescent? No, I did not stitch it on opalescent, but it is 32 count Belfast in the colorway Frozen. The next one I have to show you, this one is called Fight Like a Girl, or Flag, and this one's not really fully finished. It's just pinned for photography purposes. This one was designed by Kelly King, who works for me. She is my awesome graphics designer who does a little bit of cross-stitch design and pretty much every single little graphic and little insert and packaging and anything else you see that has any kind of words or graphics on it. That's what she does. She's amazing. And I did stitch this one that she designed on 25 count Lugana, and that's in colorway Rose Petal. And it says, "Some women are lost in the fire. Some women are built from it." And she created this awesome sword with the fire around it. It was so much fun to stitch. So yeah, there's that one. I finished that one March-ish, maybe. The next one is from our Over the Rainbow Mystery Kit we did sometime in the fall. And Kelly and I designed this one together. I kind of laid it out how I wanted the rainbow to come from the distance and hit the Emerald City. And I think I designed the squiggle of the yellow brick road. She did the words and the balloon and the birds. And there's probably some things I'm missing that she did or that I did, but I love this one. This one was so much fun to stitch, except for the fact that I totally put the wrong color as the Emerald City. I did this color this color green, wait, no, this teal in there. I don't know if you can see that, but there's a lot of different colors in that rainbow. So I did the whole Emerald City in that teal before I realized that it was supposed to be in jade, because, you know, jade, emerald, teal is not emerald. And so I had to rip it all out and redo it. I think I actually didn't end up ripping it. I think I used a new piece of fabric, which is why it has that spot in there, because normally I would have tossed that one aside for something else. And so I just used it as the model instead. But this one, like I think I said already, was a lot of fun to stitch. I don't remember when I stitched this, sometime in the summer, probably in August. And it's not, as you can tell, it's not fully finished yet. I think I might make a flat fold with it, but I'm not entirely sure yet. The next one I have to show you is from our Life is a Gamble mystery mini cross stitch kits that we did. No idea when I did these, probably sometime in the summer or fall. I designed this one. I don't even know what the inspiration was, other than we wanted to do something that had to do with casino, because we had some things we had bought for something else that we really wanted to use. And so I found this quote and put the rest together. This was a really fast stitch. I think I did it in like a week, and not even exclusively stitching on it. And this is on, oh, I'm really bad at this, you guys. Over the Rainbow is 18 count Zweigart Opalescent, and it is in the colorway Lullaby. This is 16 count Ada Zweigart, and it is in the colorway Cash. And it's this really cool grayish green. I don't think it's coming out quite right on the camera. The next one I have to show you is a big one. And this one is from our Bridgerton mystery box that we did last summer. It was our summer countdown box. And this was my first sampler that I designed. I had so much fun designing this one. That's why it's so big, because I just couldn't stop. I found a house in a sampler motif book that I have, the one that everyone has. I can't think of the name of it off the top of my head right now, but I'm sure you've seen it all over FlossTube. And I found a house in there, and then I found a picture of the house that they filmed Bridgerton at, and I just kept making changes and expanding and making changes and expanding until I got that. And I love it. I love it so much. And then the tree, of course, because of that big tree that's outside the house. And then here is the Duke and Duchess and her incomparable blue dress. And then all of the wisteria blossoms because of that, you know, wisteria tree. And then the quote says, "Just because something is not perfect does not make it any less worthy of love." And then the two bees, because if you're a fan of the show, you know what the bees signify. And if you don't, I'm not going to spoil it for you. Actually, they don't really explain it in the show very much. It's really more explained in the books. But with season 2, whenever that comes out, it should be explained in season 2. Because that one is around Anthony. And the bees have a lot to do with him. So that's that one. That box shipped in June, and I pretty much stitch up to the deadline, so I probably finished that in June. It took me a while. It was a really big stitch. I think it's got somewhere around 11,000 stitches in it. And again, that one's not fully finished. We framed it to take a picture of it for the pattern, but I think it was the same frame as the Mandalorian, so I don't know. I'll fully finish it eventually. I'll probably just frame it up. This one is Hope is Greater Than Fear. And this one was designed by Kelly again. And she did an awesome job. I love the birds and the targets. And I especially love this one where it's breaking free. And it says, "Hope, it is the only thing stronger than fear. A little hope is effective. A lot of hope is dangerous." And I'm not gonna lie, this one took a long time to stitch. Those birds are massive, but it was fun. And I'm gonna tell you, not a single one of those birds or those rings is stitched as charted, because I cannot count. I have no idea when I finished it, probably sometime in the fall. I did a lot of model stitching in July and August, so I'm gonna say that's sometime around when I stitched this. and it uses our Hunger Games colorways. This one is Panem. This one is Quarter Quell. This one is Nightlock. This variegated one is Capital. And this one is Tribute. And this one is District 13. And I think it used one skein of almost all of them. There was one of them that I think I used two. And this is on 32 count linen. Oh, there's my doggy. He's busting in. 32 count Belfast on Primrose. So yeah, I really love the way this one came out. It was really, it was a beast to stitch, not gonna lie, but it was really fun. And again, I obviously am terrible at this. The Bridgerton I stitched on 36 count Edinburgh, or Edinburgh, if you want to be technical. And that is in colorway Parliament. And then the last model stitch I have to show you, which I already showed you in one of my last floss tubes, is Candy Cane Wishes and Mistletoe Kisses. Oh, the pattern is called Candy Cane Wishes. And this was our Christmas mystery kit that we just shipped out in early December. And it's fully finished into a pillow filled with walnut shells. My mom did it all because she's fabulous. Yeah. This is on, I want to say 16 count. Ada in a colorway Spearmint. Yeah. This one was really fun to stitch. I stitched it in like 4 or 5 days. I stitched like mad. I just remembered I have one more, or technically 3 more to show you. So I'm going to go grab them. Okay, so I can't find them. They have been sacrificed to the Christmas decorations. They usually sit in a bowl in my living room, and it's been replaced by a nativity thing. And my husband is the one who does all the Christmas decorating because he's the Christmas crazy one. So I have no idea where they are. I'll pop in a picture right here so you can see. It was my Love Trio pattern set, and it was in our Stitchy Love Valentine's Day count. It wasn't a countdown box. It was just a Valentine's Day box that we did early this year. I just realized that I forgot one more model that I have to show you. So I'm going to pop this in somewhere in the video, wherever it works. This one is called Sparkle, and it is the last model that I just finished a couple of weeks ago. I've already shown it on my channel, so I'm sure you've seen it. I've posted it on Instagram. And it says, your sparkle is not defined by the darkness other people see. And I stitched this just as a reminder for anyone struggling with other people's negative influence on your life. I am an extremely positive person. I am very much an optimist. And when other people are very negative, it really can start to get me down. And so I stitched that. I finished it up for my daughter, and I'm going to hang it in her room. We have a little more pizzazz to add to it. We're going to add some more sparkle and some more bows and some other things, some trim, and hang that in her room for her. And she is really excited about it. I stitched it on a 32 count Belfast in the colorway Charcoal, and I stitched it using my Opalescent Floss collection, which is Vanilla Blossom, Pale Thistle, Buttermint, and Cosmos Field. And that's actually available for free in my website. I will link it down below. So yeah, so those are all my model stitches this year. And then I guess let's get into the personal ones that I was able to finish. The first one I'm going to show you is like my pièce de résistance, however you say that fancy word. And it is Beauty and the Beast, and the pattern is by Aurora CS. And again, it is framed with actual glass. So I'm sorry for the glare. I'll do my best, but there's just a lot of stuff going on in my bedroom that's going to, yeah, reflect. That's the word I'm looking for. So yeah, there's this. I stitched this on 16 count Easy Grid, Easy Guide, Magic Grid, Magic Guide, whatever it's called. I started this in February of 2020, and I finished it in May of 2021. I don't have exact dates because I don't have my planner next to me. I am extremely ill prepared for this finish parade because I just wanted to get it done so badly. We literally walked in the house less than 2 hours ago from our family vacation to Kentucky, which was really fun, but really exhausting. And I knew that if I did not film this right away, it wasn't going to get done. So that's why my disheveled appearance. I mean, you probably don't notice anything different from normal, but anyway, because I want to film my whip parade on Saturday, which is technically my 1 year FlossTube anniversary. So I wanted to make sure to get this done. But yeah, so this is Beauty and the Beast. I think I already said Aurora CS on Etsy. She has lots of beautiful patterns and lots of Disney themed stained glass patterns. I had a lot of fun stitching this. It was just honestly a joy. I loved the little blocks of stitching and all of the black outlining. And I stitched this one. If you haven't seen my videos from earlier this year, I would stitch the color and then I would go back in and outline the black. I had the most fun doing it that way. So that's the way I did it. And this was just framed here locally in Memphis. And yeah. The next one I'm going to show you is from my Dimensions Gold Ornaments. And I finished 2 this year, but I figure I'll show you all 4 that I have finished just for fun. The first one I finished this year was Noelle's Bakery. And I stitched this on, it's all the kit material. It's 18 count Aida and all the called for flosses from the kit. It's not DMC, it's whatever Dimensions uses. The only change I made was to the words, and I spelled Noelle, Noelle, as opposed to Noel, because that is how my daughter spells her name, and I thought it would be fun to change it. So I basically, in order to make that fit, I changed it all from uppercase to lowercase. So yeah. The other one I finished this year, and I just finished this, is I called this the church, just so I could identify it from the other ones. And I mean, I don't really have much to say about this. I've gotten better at French knots, I do know that. So yeah. And then last year, I finished this one, and this was, I just called this the blue house, or the house with the, I called it the house with snowman. And you can see my gridding attempts with a pencil, and I don't think I've soaked this one yet, so hopefully some of that will come out, or at least you won't see it once it's fully finished. And this is the first one I did. This is Rudolph's Tree Farm, and this one is a mess. I mean, I didn't start in the center, so I've got like 2.5 blocks over here for finishing, which is gonna be interesting. My French knots are gross. And you can see where I gridded with pen in some of the lighter areas. No, I didn't grid this one because it was my first one and I didn't know any better. And that's why I started to grid. And these are gridded in pen, and that's what you can see. You can see them here because I was smart like that and gridded in pen. And then this one is the one that I gridded in pencil and erased as I went. I just gridded the corners and then I erased them as I got to them. So those are those 4. These are surprisingly a lot of stitching because they are full coverage. It's between half stitches and full stitches and back stitching. There's over 4,000 stitches in each of those. So they always take me a lot longer than I expect them to. And then the last piece, but not the last chronologically, but the last one I have to show you that I finished this year is the Frankenstein Sal from Stitching Book Club. And I stitched this on a 16 count Aida, hand dyed by me. It was just a one-of-a-kind that I dyed when I was learning to dye. And I stitched it completely monochromatic in my dark cherry colorway. So yeah, this was a lot of fun to stitch. That border was extremely intense, and I have an extra row in here because even though I gridded, you have to count when you grid, and you really need 10 stitches in your grid instead of 11. Learned that lesson. But I just went with it because no one's probably going to notice unless I point it out. And yeah, so those are all the pieces I finished this year. So even though I didn't have a lot to show you, I did finish a lot and I stitched a lot more than I think I really realized, because I stopped keeping track somewhere in the fall of how many stitches I was doing per week and how many stitches per project. And I plan to go through and look at all my full coverage that I have on Pattern Keeper and see how many stitches I did on each of those projects. But for the rest of them, I'm just gonna have fun with them and just enjoy stitching them. I am going to pop this into editing and get some pictures popped in and sync my videos together where I had to stop and take out some of my babbling. And then I will see you on Saturday for my whip parade. I hope that you are having a wonderful holiday season, and I hope that whatever you're doing, you're leading with love. Bye.